Let's go to page 206 and let's start with number 2. Number 2, it says two numbers are in a ratio of 7 to 3. So you got two numbers and the ratio is 7 to 3. So right away, as soon as you see the ratio, you need to put in a multiplier. Okay, so that's x. And it says their sum, okay, so two numbers. So the sum, so that means you add. So the sum is 130. So from here, you can go ahead and solve. So you got 10x equal to 130 divided by 10 divided by 10. So x equal to 13. Now don't box this. This is not the answer. This is just the multiplier. Okay. So this is what you need to multiply to get back to the original number. Okay. So when you multiply, okay. So this one you multiply, you're going to get 91. Right? Okay. Let's do this. So 7 times 13 equal to 91, and 3 times 13 equal to 39. So these are your two numbers. Okay. Again, these are your original number. They are ratio of 7 to 3. Okay, let's go to number 4. The length and width of the rectangle. So you have a rectangle right away. You draw the rectangle and label all four sides, right? Length, width, length, width. And you go back. Okay, it says the length and width of the rectangle in the ratio of 7 to 2. So 7 to 2, right? So 7 to 2. And it says the perimeter is 72. Okay? So label all these. Okay? So again, the length and width are in ratio of 7 to 2. So that means you have to put in the multiplier to get to the original number. Okay, so by looking at this picture, you can see that the perimeter is 72, so you have to add all four sides together. Okay, so you're going to have the top plus the right side plus the bottom plus the left side equal to 72. Okay, so again, this whole thing over here, that's your perimeter. Okay, then after that, you just solve. So you're going to get 18x equal to 72 divided by 18 divided by 18, so x equal to 9. Now the 9 is only the 18, right? So the x is going to equal to 4. Okay, the 4 is only your multiplier. It's not the answer. So you need to find the length. The length equal to 7 times x, so it'd be 7 times 4, and so length is equal to 28. And you have to write down the label. There's no label. Okay, and the width is equal to 2x. So 2 times 4, the width will equal to 8. And those are your answers. So again, the x is your multiplier. That's what you need to multiply to get back to the original number. Okay, let's go to number 6. It says, each school year, Laura spends about $12,150 for tuition. So that's the total, okay, for tuition, housing, and food. Okay, so you got tuition, you got housing, and you got food. Okay, and it says if amount spent just for 3 items and ratio 4, 4, and 1. So you got 4, 4, and 1. Right? Again, as soon as you have the ratio, you put in a multiplier. Okay, and that total is going to equal to 12,150. Okay, so now again, you all have to just solve. So you got 9x equal to 12150 divided by 9 divided by 9. So x equal to, and so you get your calculator and you divide. So you got 12150 divided by 9. So x equal to 1350. Okay. So again, this is your multiplier. This is what you need to multiply to get back to your original number. Okay, so tuition equal to 4x. So tuition equal to 4 times 1350. Okay, so tuition would be equal to 5400. And remember to put on your label, right? So 5400. So that would be the tuition. And the housing is going to be the same, right? 4x, they are the same. So from here you can see that, okay, I'm going to write over here so you can line up. So housing would be the same because they're the same. So it would be 5400. Okay, and the food would be 1x. So 1 times that would give you 1350. Okay. Okay, let's go to number 8. It says separate 99 into 2 parts. Ratios are 2 to 7. Okay, so you got 99. You're going to separate into 2 parts. Okay, and it's going to be ratio of 2 to 7. Okay, so you're going to separate into 2 parts. Ratio of 2 to 7. So can you put in the multiplier? And so the total will be 2x plus 7x equal to 99, right? So you get 99, you want to separate into 2 parts, ratio of 2 to 7. So in this case, 9x equal to 99, divide by 9, divide by 9. So x equal to 11. So 11 is your multiplier. Again, this is what you need to multiply to get back to the original number. So 2x would be just 22, and 7x would be 77. So those are your 2 numbers. Okay, let's do number 10. So it says the 3 sides of a triangle. So right away you draw your triangle. So the 3 sides are in a ratio of 5, 6, 7. Okay, again you put in a multiplier. As soon as you see ratio, you put in a multiplier. So 5, 6, and 7 are not the original number. Those are reduced number. So you need to multiply by the multiplier to get back to the original number. And it says the perimeter is 72 yards. So perimeter equals to 72 yards. Okay. So now you have to find a way to convert the perimeter into the expression over here. So perimeter is adding all 3 sides, right? So you got 5x plus 6x plus 7x equal to 72. Right? Again, perimeter is adding all 3 sides. And so you got 18x equal to 72. Divide by 18, divide by 18, so x equal to 4. So you need to multiply it by 4 to get back to the original number. So 5 times 4 will give you 20. 6 times 4 will give you 24. 7 times 4, 7 times 4 will give you 28. And the label will be yards. Okay, let's go to number 12. Number 12, it says a pension fund of 150,000 was invested in stock. So you got stock, bond, and real estate. Okay, and then in a ratio of 5 to 1 to 4. Okay, and the total is equal to 150,000. So this is the total, right? So you can get all your information. Again, right away, when you have a ratio, you got to put in a multiplier, right? So it'll be x, x, and x, right? And so 150,000 is for this whole thing over here. So you're going to get 5x plus 1x plus 4x equal to 150,000. And so you're going to get 10x equal to 150,000. Divide by 10, divide by 10. So x equal to 15,000. Again, this is just the multiplier, right? You have to put in here to find the original number. Okay, so stock equal to 5 times x, so it'll be 15,000. So s equal to 75, and don't forget your label, right? 75,000. Okay, and bond equal to 1x, so it'll be just equal to 1 times 15,000, so equal to $15,000. Okay, and then the real estate is equal to 4 times x, so 15,000. Right, so R equal to 60,000. Okay. So again, ratio problems are fairly easy. Just remember to put in a multiplier. Okay, number 14. It says in 1 week's time, a restaurant served 865 dinners. So 865, that's the total number of dinners. It says out of every 5 dinners served, 3 were seafood. Okay, so the total was seafood, right? And so out of every 5 total served, 3 are seafood. And so this is the, again, multiplier, right? But in this case, you don't add because this already total already. So in this case, notice t is, the 5x is the total already. So in this case, you do not add. Okay, so just 5x equal to 865. So divide by 5, so x equal to, I get the calculator. Okay, so 865 divided by 5, so equal to, okay, so 173. So that's the multiplier. And you're looking for the seafood. So seafood equal to 3 times the x, so be 173. So s equal to 519. Okay. So again, this problem, the point is that don't just do things blindly. Don't always add. Okay, you got to look what the labels are and match things up. Okay. So again, t is total already. Total is 5x. So this is already the total. So this is equal to that. So do not add. Okay. Whereas over here, the total is for all this together. Right. So you got to kind of just have to read the problem carefully. Okay, number 16. Okay, so number 16 says the length and width of the rectangle. So right away, you stop reading and you draw the rectangle. As soon as you see the word rectangle, you got to do this. Okay, draw the rectangle, label length, width, length, width. Then now you go back and read. It says length and width of the rectangle in a ratio of 8 to 5. So equal to 8 to 5. So again, these are ratios. You have to put in a multiplier. Okay, again, they are in a ratio of 8 to 5. And it says the perimeter is greater than 78. So perimeter is greater than 78. So now, when you are in inequality, you need to go and start with the inequality and you just work all the way through. So the perimeter is adding all 4 sides, right? So you're going to get ax plus 5x plus ax plus 5x is greater than 78. Right? So again, this whole thing is the p, right? P is this whole thing, the perimeter. So now you go and solve. So you got 26x is greater than 78. Divide by 26, divide by 26. So x equal to 3. Okay? Now, be careful. It's in inequality. So x is greater than, yeah, sorry about that. So you have to follow that. Okay? So now L equal to AX. So you need to go from here to here. So what you need to do is, so you got X is greater than 3. I'm going to do 2 of them. Okay? So one for the L, one for the W. So to get L, I need to get to the AX. So I'm going to multiply by 8. Okay? So I get AX is greater than 24. And then after that, AX is the L, right? Then you substitute back into L. Okay, and the label would be no label. Okay, so make sure you follow all the way through. Okay, cannot change into equal. Now for the width, right? It didn't ask for the width, but if it asks you to find width, you have to get to the 5x. You times by 5. And you get 5x is greater than 15, and then you change that into width. Okay. So you can make sure you stay with your inequality all the way through. Okay. Do not deviate. Once you deviate, it's very easy to get confused and lose track of what you're doing. Okay. Let's go to number 18. It says the 3 sides of a triangle, so you can right away you stop. So draw a triangle, right? And a 3 sides and ratio of 3, 5, and 6. Okay, so you can put in a multiplier, ratio 3, 5, 6, right? it says the perimeter, so that's P, perimeter is less than 112, okay? And what's the range value of the shortest side? So you're looking for that, the shortest side, okay? Okay, now, so again, perimeter is adding all three sides, so we're going to add adding the three sides together. So you got 14x is less than 112, divided by 14, divided by 14. So x is less than, again, none of your inequalities, so that way you don't lose track. Okay. Okay, now you're looking for the shorter side, so you need to get to 3x. So to get from here to here, you have to multiply by 3. So you're going to get 3x is less than 24. Okay, so I'm going to use S for the shorter side, M for the medium side, and the L for longer side. So I'm going to switch this back. So the shorter side is going to be less than 24. Now because this is the real object, okay, so this is not enough, because when you say this, what you're saying that S can be equal to negative numbers, which is not true. Okay, so you need to go and add this part over here, that you have to be greater than 0, because this is a physical object, so it must be greater than 0, right? Okay, and so this will be your answer. Now you don't have to do it over here, because if it's greater than 24, then you know obviously it's not going to be negative. So you don't have to do that over here. But when it's less than, you have to watch out to make sure it's not negative. Okay, okay, let's go to number 20. Okay, number 20, it says Justin cycled 35 miles in 4 hours. It says express the rate of the miles to hours as a fraction. So you want to look for the rate. Okay, so the rate, it says to miles to hours. So be miles to hour would be just 35 over 4 miles per hour. Okay, per hour. And so that would be your fraction. Okay, let's go to 22. It says Christopher typed 500 words in 11 minutes. So 500 words in 11 minutes. So you want to express the ratio of words to minutes. Okay, so rate equal to 500 words, 500 over 11 minutes. Okay, and so that's your answer. Okay, so the rate is very simple. You just need to know how it works. Okay. Now let's go to 24. It says if Florence earned $432 a week. Okay. And it says if her pay was $12 per hour. So if you can separate this, so dollar an hour, right? So it's $12 for 1 hour. Okay, so that's what that is. Okay, $12 per hour means $12 for 1 hour. So you want to find out how many hours did she work. Okay, so she earned this much, right? So before 32, and how many hours did she work? So that's your X. Okay, and so again, so remember how to do this, right? So whatever you have, that is your equation already. Okay, and then from here you can go and cross multiply. And you can go and divide. So you got X equal to 36. And if you notice, X is under the hour, right? So your label will be hours. Okay, so label, right? Okay, so when you do it this way, you don't get confused. Okay. Now let's go to 26. It says Frank used wallpaper at a rate of coverage of 56 square feet per row, right? So here's your square feet, and here's your number of rows, right? So 56 square feet for one row. So that's what it means. So it asks how many rows, so that's your x, how many rows will they need to cover 672 square feet. Okay, so again, that's your equation already. Whatever you get, that's your equation, make into equation. So cross multiply, and you divide. So x equal to equal to 12, and the label would be rows, right? Okay, so cross multiplying is one of the methods. Another method is, since there's only one, another way is you can flip upside down. Okay, so another method to do it, just go and flip this upside down. So you got 672 over 56 equal to x over 1. Okay, and so that way, all you have to just go and divide, same thing, right? So divide, so you're going to get x equal to, when you divide, you get 12. So either way, you get same answer. Okay, so again, if you have 1 over x, you can just flip upside down on both sides. So that way, you can just divide away. Or you can just cross multiply and you divide.